The Bible, a book of immense influence, shaping cultures, inspiring faith, and sparking countless debates. Revered by billions, its stories have echoed through millennia, its verses memorized, its teachings debated and dissected. But for all its familiarity, the Bible harbors secrets. Layers of history, translation, and interpretation obscure its depths. Within its pages lie not just tales of faith, but whispers of ancient lives, power struggles, and evolving beliefs. It is a journey to uncover a truth hidden in plain sight, a secret woven into the very fabric of this sacred text. This is not a story of well-trodden theological paths, but a venture into the uncharted territories of biblical history. The Bible as we know it is not a singular entity. It is an anthology, a collection of texts written over centuries by different authors in different languages and for different audiences. This compilation of scriptures, considered divinely inspired by many, has a history as complex and multifaceted as the narratives it contains. Its journey from ancient scrolls to the printed pages we hold today is a story of translation, interpretation, and even exclusion. The canonization of Scripture, the process by which certain texts were deemed authoritative and others rejected, is a testament to the power dynamics at play in the early church. It is within these threads, often overlooked in our pursuit of the grand narratives, that the true secrets of the Bible lie hidden. A truth that, once revealed, has the power to reshape our understanding of the Bible and its message. This is not a quest for the faint of heart. Unraveling this secret requires us to delve into the annals of history, to trace the footsteps of ancient scribes and theologians, and to grapple with questions that have challenged thinkers for centuries. We must be prepared to confront long-held assumptions and to embrace the complexities inherent in any study of the Bible. Our journey will take us from the bustling scriptoriums of the ancient world to the hallowed halls of modern academia. We will explore the motivations of the individuals and communities who shape the Bible and confront the uncomfortable realities of power, politics, and religious authority. This is not a journey to diminish faith, but to enrich it, to deepen our appreciation for the complexities of the Bible and its enduring legacy. Our journey into the heart of the Bible's greatest secret begins not with a thundering revelation, but a curious absence. It's a silence that echoes throughout the text, a void where one might expect a chorus. This silence, this absence, belongs to half of humanity, women. While the Bible is replete with stories of patriarchs and prophets, kings and conquerors, the voices of women are often muted, their stories relegated to the margins. We encounter them, yes, but often as supporting characters in the narratives of men. Eve, the temptress in the garden. Sarah, wife of Abraham, her own faith and strength often overshadowed by her husband's story. Even figures like Deborah, the judge and prophetess, and Esther, the queen who saved her people, are exceptions that prove the rule. Their stories remarkable precisely because they defy the prevailing silence. The Bible, for all its wisdom and moral guidance, is a product of its time, reflecting the social norms and power dynamics of the ancient world. To truly understand the Bible, we must confront this uncomfortable truth. The consequences of this silence are profound. It shapes our understanding of God, often portrayed in exclusively masculine terms, reinforcing a hierarchical view of gender roles. It influences our interpretation of Scripture, leading to interpretations that marginalize women and limit their roles in religious life. The Bible, in its silence, perpetuates a narrative that privileges male voices and experiences. This silencing is not just an ancient phenomenon, its echoes resonate through history, influencing religious doctrines, social norms, and cultural practices. To challenge this silence is not to diminish the Bible's significance, but to engage with it in a more honest and nuanced way. It is to acknowledge the inherent dignity and worth of all people, regardless of gender, and to create a world where all voices are heard and valued. Yet, even in the midst of this silence, we find whispers of resistance, glimmers of a different story waiting to be told. There are passages in the Bible that challenge patriarchal norms, stories that highlight the strength, wisdom and courage of women. These whispers, often overlooked or misinterpreted, offer a glimpse into a world where women's voices were not entirely silenced. We find it in the stories of women who defied expectations, who challenged authority, and who claimed their own agency. Women like Hagar, the Egyptian slave who dared to argue with God, who demanded recognition and dignity for herself and her son. These stories, while often brief and fragmented, offer a counter-narrative to the prevailing silence. To uncover these whispers, we must read the Bible with a critical eye, attentive to the subtle ways in which women's experiences are both reflected and suppressed. This, then, is the starting point of our journey, the foundation upon which our understanding of the Bible's greatest secret rests, the recognition that the Bible, for all its power and influence, is not a monolithic entity, but a collection of voices, some amplified, others muted. The revelation is not a single earth-shattering discovery, but a gradual unfolding, a process of re-examination and reinterpretation. It requires us to delve into the historical and cultural context of the Bible, to understand the social norms and power dynamics that shaped its creation. It demands that we engage with the text critically, questioning assumptions, challenging interpretations, and listening for the voices that have been silenced or ignored. And it compels us to consider the implications of this revelation for our own lives, for our understanding of faith, gender, and power. To understand the Bible's silence on the experiences of women, we must first journey back to the ancient world, a world vastly different from our own. In this world, literacy was not widespread, and the ability to read and write was often limited to a select few, predominantly men. The very act of recording history, of preserving stories and traditions, was largely a male domain. Within the domestic sphere, women played vital roles in ancient societies. They managed households, raised children, and contributed to the economic well-being of their families and communities. However, when it came to the written word, to the creation of texts that would become authoritative and enduring, women's voices were largely absent. This absence is not simply a matter of historical curiosity, it has profound implications for how we understand the Bible and its message. The process of writing in the ancient world was a laborious one, often involving teams of scribes meticulously copying texts by hand. These scribes were not mere stenographers. They were interpreters, editors, and even at times, authors in their own right. They made choices about what to include, what to exclude, and how to present the material they were working with. In a world where power was often concentrated in the hands of men, it is perhaps not surprising that the texts they produced, including those that would eventually become part of the Bible, would reflect this male-dominated perspective. The scribes who shaped the Bible were products of their time, steeped in the patriarchal assumptions of their culture. Their choices, often made unconsciously, had the effect of perpetuating this silence, of creating a biblical canon that privileged male perspectives and experiences. The Bible's silence on the experiences of women is inextricably linked to the power dynamics that shaped the ancient world and continue to influence our own. In a patriarchal society, men hold the power and authority, while women are often relegated to the margins. This power imbalance is reflected in all aspects of society, from the political sphere to the domestic realm. The Bible, while offering a message of hope and liberation, is also a reflection of the fallen world in which it was written. In fact, many of its most powerful stories are those that challenge the status quo, that give voice to the marginalized and oppressed. However, when it comes to the experiences of women, the Bible often seems to reinforce the prevailing power structures rather than challenge them. Rather, it is to acknowledge that the Bible is a complex and challenging text that must be read with a critical eye, attentive to the ways in which power dynamics shape its message. The process of canonization, by which certain texts were deemed authoritative and included in the Bible while others were excluded, was a lengthy and contentious one. It was a process driven by theological debate, political maneuvering, and the evolving understanding of the early church. Throughout this process, the voices that were most often heard, the perspectives that held the most sway, were those of men. The early church fathers, who played a pivotal role in shaping the canon, were products of their time, influenced by the patriarchal norms of their culture. The canon that emerged from this process, the Bible as we know it today, reflects these choices, these power dynamics, these historical and cultural influences. It is a canon that privileges certain voices while silencing others. A canon that has been used to both empower and oppress, to liberate and to control. Understanding the process of canonization, the power dynamics that shaped it, is essential to understanding the Bible's silence on the experiences of women. The recognition of the Bible's silence on the experiences of women, while unsettling to some, has not led to a crisis of faith, but rather to a deepening and enriching of religious understanding. Scholars, theologians, and everyday believers alike are engaging with the text in new and exciting ways, asking questions that were once considered taboo and challenging interpretations that have long been taken for granted. This shift in perspective is not limited to academic circles, it is permeating faith communities around the world. Women, in particular, are finding their voices within their traditions, demanding to be heard, to be seen, and to be valued as full participants in religious life. They are reclaiming the stories of women in the Bible, reinterpreting familiar passages, and uncovering hidden histories that challenge traditional narratives. This is not about discarding the Bible or diminishing its importance. It is about engaging with it in a more honest and authentic way. It requires us to confront long-held beliefs, to grapple with difficult questions, and to be open to the possibility that our understanding of the Bible may need to evolve. Section 2. Challenging the narrative. One of the most significant impacts of this revelation has been the emergence of feminist biblical scholarship. Scholars are now examining the Bible through a gender-critical lens, paying close attention to the ways in which gender roles are constructed, power dynamics are at play, and women's voices are represented or silenced. This approach has led to groundbreaking insights into the Bible's message, challenging traditional interpretations and offering new ways of understanding familiar stories. For example, feminist scholars have re-examined the story of Eve, often portrayed as the temptress responsible for humanity's fall from grace. They have highlighted Eve's curiosity, her thirst for knowledge, and her willingness to challenge authority, reframing her actions as a sign of independence and strength rather than sinfulness. This reinterpretation of Eve's story has empowered many women to embrace their own curiosity, to seek knowledge, and to challenge patriarchal norms that seek to limit their potential. Feminist biblical scholarship is not simply about finding positive portrayals of women in the Bible. It is about critically analyzing the text, understanding the social and historical forces that shaped it, and uncovering the ways in which gender has been used to construct meaning and power. The impact of this revelation extends far beyond academia, influencing the way everyday believers understand their faith and live their lives. Many Christians, for example, are re-examining the traditional understanding of God as exclusively male. They are exploring the feminine imagery used to describe God in the Bible, such as God as a mother hen gathering her chicks, or as a woman searching diligently for a lost coin. This expanded understanding of God, as encompassing both masculine and feminine qualities, has allowed many to experience a deeper and more intimate relationship with the divine. Others are finding new meaning in the stories of women in the Bible, drawing inspiration from their courage, their resilience, and their unwavering faith. The story of Ruth, for example, traditionally interpreted as a tale of loyalty and obedience, is being reinterpreted as a story of female friendship, cross-cultural understanding, and the power of women supporting each other. This reinterpretation has resonated with many women, particularly those who have experienced marginalization or exclusion, offering a message of hope and solidarity. The impact of the Bible's silence on the experiences of women extends far beyond the realm of religion, influencing social norms, cultural practices, and even political discourse. The recognition of this silence has fueled movements for gender equality, challenging patriarchal structures and advocating for the rights of women and girls around the world. It has inspired countless individuals to speak out against injustice, to challenge discrimination, and to create a more just and equitable world for all. The struggle for women's rights is often framed as a secular movement, at odds with traditional religious beliefs. However, the reinterpretation of the Bible and the recognition of its patriarchal biases have allowed many to find common ground, to build bridges between faith and feminism, and to work together for social change. This is not to say that religion has always been a force for progress when it comes to gender equality. The Bible has been used to justify oppression, to silence women, and to uphold patriarchal power structures. However, the reinterpretation of the Bible, the uncovering of its hidden histories, and the amplification of marginalized voices offer a path forward, a way to reclaim the liberating message of faith and to create a world where all are treated with dignity and respect. The journey into the heart of the Bible's greatest secret does not end with a simple revelation or a newfound understanding. It is an ongoing process, a call to action that requires us to confront our own biases, to challenge injustice wherever we see it, and to use our voices to amplify those that have been silenced. It is a call to create a world where all are valued, where all are respected, and where all have the opportunity to reach their full potential. The Bible, for all its complexities and contradictions, remains a powerful force in the world. It has the power to inspire, to challenge, to comfort, and to transform. But its message is not static, fixed in time. It is a living word, open to interpretation, reinterpretation, and, most importantly, action. By recognizing the Bible's silence on the experiences of women, by confronting the patriarchal biases that shape its message, and by amplifying the voices that have been marginalized, we can unlock its transformative potential and create a world that reflects the values of justice, equality, and love that lie at the heart of so many faith traditions. The Bible, a collection of sacred texts revered by billions, holds a profound place in human history. Its stories have echoed through millennia, shaping cultures, inspiring faith, and igniting countless debates. We've embarked on a journey into the heart of this ancient text, unveiling the silence surrounding women's experiences. This silence speaks volumes about the patriarchal world in which the Bible was written. From ancient marketplaces to hushed scriptoriums, male scribes shaped the narrative. Scholars now unearth hidden histories, challenging traditional interpretations. Feminist biblical scholarship has revolutionized our understanding of the Bible. This re-examination transforms faith communities, embracing a more inclusive understanding of the divine. Our journey has been one of unlearning and rediscovery, of confronting uncomfortable truths and embracing new perspectives. We've learned that the Bible, while considered divinely inspired by many, is also a product of its time, reflecting the social norms, power dynamics, and cultural biases of the ancient world. This realization invites us to engage with it in a more profound and authentic way. We've discovered that the Bible's silence on the experiences of women is not a void, but a space filled with whispers, with untold stories. These whispers offer a counter-narrative to the dominant patriarchal discourse, reminding us that women's voices have always been present in the biblical tradition. Our journey has led us to a deeper appreciation for the complexities of the text and the enduring power of interpretation to shape our understanding of faith, gender, and power. As we conclude our exploration of the Bible's intriguing secret, we do so not with definitive answers, but with a renewed sense of wonder and a call to action. The revelation we have uncovered is not a destination but a starting point, an invitation to continue the journey of exploration, interpretation, and engagement. The Bible's silence on the experiences of women, once a source of frustration or even alienation for many, can become a catalyst for growth, understanding, and transformation. It challenges us to listen more attentively, to seek out the voices that have been marginalized, and to amplify their stories. It compels us to examine our own assumptions, to confront the ways in which patriarchal structures continue to shape our world, and to work towards creating a more just and equitable society for all. The enduring power of the Bible lies not in its ability to provide easy answers or to reinforce the status quo, but in its capacity to challenge, to inspire, and to ignite our imaginations. By embracing the Bible's complexities, by wrestling with its contradictions, and by engaging with its message through the lens of our own lived experiences, we unlock its transformative potential and open ourselves to the possibility of encountering the divine in unexpected and profound ways.